top of the second inning here in Spanish Fork, Timpview and Spanish Fork. As we were on the top of the second inning, Timpview able to get a man on via base hit and then got to second on a wild pitch. 2 strikes, the kick and the delivery home. That one bounces in for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Some high clouds today throughout Spanish Fork, but the sun's still peeking through. The delivery on its way. That one's going to be swung on, line down the left field line, giving it a look as it's a high pop-up, and making the play out there for Spanish Fork is number 22, Ryan Golish. So at the end of 2.5, it's 4-2 in favor of Timpview here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Bottom of the second inning starting here in Spanish Fork as the Timpview Thunderbirds in town, the second time this week that they have played. And the first meeting was all Spanish Fork all the time up at Timpview earlier in the week. As now that's going to bring up number 10, Jason Money, and the first pitch is away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And the Money swings and hits that one. Lines are going to stay fair. It looks like it went foul, so it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. A.J. Bollinger, the tall right-hander on the mound, working from that far right side of the plate, and that one comes in for a called strike, and it's quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes to Money. On deck for Spanish Fork is number 6, Taylor Harrison. And the pitch, that one stays high for a ball. It evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jason Money. Stance is pretty even in that right-handed batter's box. The kick and the delivery home is swung on, and that one's going to be popped up. Hit pretty well out to left center field, coming over and making the play. And running into his own man was the outfielder. Money's still running, and he's going to pull up into third for a triple here. We'll have to take a look at that on the Car Guys instant replay, but it kind of looked like the center and left fielder out there for Timpview just kind of ran into each other, and the ball just kind of found grass out there, and Jason Money standing up on third base there, as you see it on the Car Guys instant replay, just kind of ran into each other. And then good job by Timpview getting that ball in pretty quickly and holding him to a triple, but now some discussion coming from our umpires today. We do want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, the Car Guys, for sponsoring our Car Guys instant replays, along with MVP Sports, who are sponsoring our MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of this broadcast. And now that's going to bring up number 6, Taylor Harrison, to the plate. Harrison hitting from the right side. The first pitch comes, and that one's going to be swung on and hit hard right at third. It's kind of bobbled, and it will roll out to short. But Harrison's got himself an RBI single, and it's a 4-3 lead now here in the bottom of the second inning. So a hard hit ball. There was just nothing. It was going to be a hard play at third to make. And now that's going to bring up Tanner Argyle, number 23. Argyle turns, squares the bunt, pulls it back, runner going, and he'll easily get the stolen base as the ball came out of the catcher's hand. And so a stolen base is for Harrison there as he gets down to second base. Infield for Timpview, playing at pretty normal depth here with nobody out in the bottom of the second. 1 run in for Spanish Fork. Bollinger checks the runner at second, delivers, and that one's going to miss outside. And it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The pickoff move and just kind of checking him back. Defensively here for Timpview, as that one's fouled away, and we'll make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. In left field, it's going to be Jake Dane. In center, it's Brigham Chamberlain. as that one swung on and hit to right, and it's going to fall. It's going to fall right before it goes out of bounds, or out of play. Coming in to score from second is Harrison, and Spanish Forks tied this one up here at 2. Or I'm sorry, at 4. As I'm still getting everything set up here. As that one just fell in front of Bailey Johnson and just kind of made it where he couldn't get there. It just fell a long run, and it just kind of falls right before anybody could get there. Bollinger set, ready to go. The pitch comes home. Bunt showed, and it's pulled back there. To Walker Jones, number 9. Bollinger will take a quick step off the mound. It's going to be Copeland Nelson at third, Colin Anders at short. Over at second base today, as that one's going to be bunted right back to the pitcher, and he's going to throw it low and trying to pick it up out of the dirt there is first baseman Isaac Chamberlain, but not in time. And so Spanish Fork playing some small ball here, gets a couple of men on here, still nobody out in the inning, and they're just kind of keeping this inning going, as now Nick Roberts, number 2, is going to come to the plate. Isaac Chamberlain had to make a good play over at first, and he did a good job of keeping the ball in front of him, but it was just one of those things that just didn't here, as Nick Roberts will stand in. Roberts takes and easily there, stealing second base for Spanish Fork. No even throwdown, as Walker Jones gets in there to second base easy, standing up. Roberts at the plate, even stance, the delivery comes in. That one swung on and hit well to short. Fielded, backhanded, his throw couldn't be high. He's going to pull the first baseman off the bag. So Jones in from second, easily trotting home from third was the runner there. And Nick Roberts moves down to second on the throwing error. And it's opened this one up now, 6-4 Spanish Fork here in the second inning. So not a bad play defensively there, just an error throw over at first. And we're going to have a visit here out to the mound. It's not going to be by a coach, but just the whole infield's going to gather together and take a quick moment to just kind of reorganize here, as Devin Argyle is going to come to the plate. Argyle hitting in the 2 spot for Spanish Fork today. Yeah, it takes the first pitch called strike here from the starting pitcher. Ryan Golish is on deck. He is playing third base today. Read it wrong off the Spanish Fork roster. I believe it's number 21, Matt Creer, pitching today. That one's popped up into right field. Catch is made. The throw, as the runner tags, the throw to get Roberts is going to be late. And moving from second to third is Nick Roberts. So a sacrifice fly there will work to move that runner. And now Ryan Golish is coming to the plate here with a chance to knock home that run. It's one of those things in baseball where a lot of times you want to, and you want to come away with that big hit. But sometimes just moving the base runners along can be a good way of doing it too. And that's exactly what Spanish Fork there did. And Devin Argyle with a nice sacrifice fly that moved the runners over. So now, as Ryan Golish comes in, number 22, gets a little more lower with those knees bent in the batter's box, and that one's going to be swung on and hit down the left field line. Fair ball. It's going to roll. Cut off there. Dane's going to make the throw. He's going to try to get Golish at second. The throw is not going to be in time as it kind of rolled into second, and Ryan Golish slides into second, and it's now 7-4 in favor of Spanish Fork. So the Dons bats are going once again. We're going to have a quick visit out here to the mound, and that's one thing we've seen. Timpview, Timpview's program right now, trying to re-energize their baseball program, their football and their basketball programs, doing really well. And so right now, Coach Cameron Walcott does have a very, I don't want to say a big job ahead of him, but it's not just about getting baseball players to play better, but it's also going to be a job there at Timpview to get a program excited about baseball, where it's not more than just coming to the ballpark with that mentality of, well, why are we going to come to lose when we can come to play? And so that's just kind of something that Coach Walcott and the Timpview staff have to do here. So here comes Matt Creer, number 21, to the plate. Creer will hit from the right side. McKinnon Jarvis on deck. And the pitch comes in low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Bollinger working from the right side. Bollinger considered to be kind of that ace of the Timpview staff. Runner goes. The throwdown is in time, and they got him. So caught stealing, trying to get that extra base there was Ryan Golish. And so now there's 2 down here in the inning. A great throwdown by Lundgren behind home plate to get Golish, try to steal that extra 90 feet. Creer with that open stance, pulls that back foot back in the box and swings and pops that one up into left field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Jarvis, or not Jarvis, but Creer takes the turnaround first and will hold with a 2-out single. And now that's going to bring up Jarvis to the plate. So starting behind the plate today was Jarvis for Spanish Fork. The Dons next week will get Wasatch, and the first pitch is over for a called strike. No balls and a strike. They'll be at home on Tuesday for Wasatch before heading off to take on Wasatch on Thursday over in Heber. No balls and 1 strike. Working from that far right rubber is Bollinger. Bollinger kicks and delivers home. Breaking ball. Runner goes again. The throwdown's going to be high. Well, I thought it was going to be high. It looked to have that trajectory, but right into the second baseman's glove for Timpview. The throw was just not in time there to get the speed of the base runner. The 0-2 pitch on its way home. That one stays high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So Creer, after his single, gets the stolen base. Jason Money, who led off the inning, is standing in the on-deck circle. 1-2 pitch on its way home. That one swung on by Jarvis, popped up down the line. Long run in right for Johnson, and he doesn't get there as it goes down into the, looks to be kind of like maybe a bullpen area, down back behind the first base dugout here in Spanish Fork. My first time seeing a game here from Spanish Fork, and I like the stadium. It's got the nice big batter's eye out there in center field. That one's low for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. It's going to be on McKinnon Jarvis. Jarvis has Matt Creer on at second base for the Dons. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. The kick and the delivery home, and that one swung on, popped up. Back behind home plate, giving it a look is going to be Lundgren, but that's going to hit just about maybe a step before it hits the fence there. So the ball will go foul, and McKinnon Jarvis will stand back in the box with another 2-2 offering coming. Two balls and 2 strikes the count on Jarvis. Bollinger set, working from the stretch, checks the runner, kicks, then delivers home. And that one's going to be swung on and hit to left. And that one's going to go foul. So we'll do another 3-2. In fact, that one looked like it was lined right off the fence. There's kind of a metal, not a metal, but a railing that goes along the 2 dugouts here. Spanish Fork. The kick and the delivery by Jarvis is swung on and lined up the middle. That's going to fall for a base hit. They're going to send Creer. He'll score easily as he'll trot around third base. And it's 8-4 Spanish Fork here. And the bottom of the second inning, an RBI single for McKinnon Jarvis as Creer scores, and it's 8-4. So a 5-run inning here, and brings up number 10, Jason Money. Money was at the plate and hit a high kind of fly ball to the left that brought the two outfielders together, and Money ran into third, and he hits another high one out into left field. Coming in is Dane, who's going to make the catch, and the second inning comes to an end. But Spanish Fork does their damage. The Dons put 6 runs up here in the second. At the end of 2 from Spanish Fork, it's the Dons 8 and the Timpview Thunderbirds 4. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Top of the third inning here from Spanish Fork as the Dons getting their Region 8 season opener underway, and the breaking ball comes inside for ball 1 to number 28 for Timpview. That's Copeland Nelson, the third baseman. So 4, 5, and 6, Nelson, Whitefeld, and Lundgren coming up here for Timpview, and the pitch comes over for a called strike as Matt Creer looking to settle in here for Spanish Fork. The Dons coming off of a baseball season that led them all the way to the state championship before losing to Bountiful. And that's going to be a called strike 3. And down on strikes is Copeland Nelson to start the third inning. So with 1 away, it's going to bring up number 12, Jeremy Whitefeld.
Batting the designated hitter, number 12, Jerry Whitfeld.
Whitfeld set, and the first pitch on its way is going to stay high for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Been told it's Jerry Whitfeld who will be at the plate. The kick and the delivery home from Creer, and that one misses low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Creer pretty quick on the mound, kind of gets the ball, gets the sign, kicks and delivers home the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball at the belt for a called strike, and it's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Whitfeld, and the kick and the delivery on its way is going to be swung on and grounded to third. Golish is going to field his throw across in time, and there's 2 away. So Whitfeld retired for the second out of the third, and that's going to bring up Riley Lundgren, the catcher. Lundgren's done a pretty good job of keeping the balls behind him. Has done a good job of keeping the balls here in front of him throughout the ball game. Standing in from the right side, and the first pitch from Creer. Fastball, it hits the outside corner, makes the count, no balls and a strike. Outfield straight away, infield playing at normal depth here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Creer kicks and delivers home, and that one swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes to Lundgren. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Set, ready to go, kicks and delivers home from Creer. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Matt Creer strikes out 2 in that third inning. And Timpview goes 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the third here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. It's Spanish Fork 8, Timpview 4. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Bottom half of the third inning here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, where the Spanish Fork Dons are in control, 8-4 over the visiting Timpview Thunderbirds. Spanish Fork able to bring out the bats on Tuesday in this one, putting up, I believe, over 20 runs in that ball game. That was shortened to 5 innings due to the run rule. So the Dons definitely showing they can swing the bats here to start Region 8 play. So here's Taylor Harrison coming to the plate. Harrison getting the start in right field today. Swings at the first pitch and hits that one down the line. He's going to stay fair at will. Harrison makes the turnaround first. He's going to head into second, standing up with a leadoff double. So Spanish Fork just continues to hit as Harrison doubles. And now it brings us here to number 23 for Spanish Fork coming up here after the hit. I believe. We'll see here. Here's Tanner Argyle to the plate. Argyle squares to bunt, pulls it back, and going and taking third is going to be Harrison. Harrison with a delayed steal got about halfway between second and third base and realized the third baseman had charged and the shortstop was even with him. So a good throw by Lundbergen behind home plate, but nobody there really there to get Harrison. And Lundbergen really lucky there that somebody was able to keep that from going into left field. There, Harrison scores with ease. The pitch comes in. That one's at the knees for a called strike, and it's 1-2 strikes to Tanner Argyle. Bollinger trying to work effectively. He's given up his knocks today. The pitch on its way home, swung on by Argyle and popped up pretty well into center field, and it's going to fall. It's going to fall in center field, misplayed by Chamberlain, and the throw coming in to second, but getting there with the double is Argyle. And coming in to score is Taylor Harrison. So Spanish Fork really just starting to pile it on here in the bottom of the third. And they lead it 9-4 after Tanner Argyle's double. And now we had a hitter who got to the plate, and then now he's going to head back. And I think he's going to change out his batting helmet here, as that is the likes of Walker Jones, number 9.
For the Dons, second baseman, number 9, Walker Jones.
Jones stands in, and the first pitch is a called strike, 0-1, as he got a fastball that just kind of stuck right at the knees there. No balls and 1 strike here. Nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. 1 run in for Spanish Fork. Bollinger sets, checks the runner, kicks and delivers home a breaking ball, and that one just paints the outside corner with that slow breaking ball that just froze Jones, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Bollinger checks the runner at second, kicks and delivers home the 0-2 pitch, and that one misses with the fastball low and away. Lundbergen doing a good job there of keeping that one from getting to the backstop, and it makes the count 1-2 strikes. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Johnson and Wright shaded maybe a little more towards the line, as that one's fouled away by Jones, and we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming.
Please return all foul balls to the dugouts. All foul balls to the dugouts, please.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Timpview looking like they're going to try a pickoff move. Pitch comes, swung out and missed, and Jones down on strikes for the first out of the third inning. And that's going to bring us, I believe, back to the top of the lineup for Spanish Fork. And brings up Nick Roberts. Roberts came around to score in his last at-bat. A lot of these Dons today have stolen bases as well, and the pitch stays high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Been able to get their base runners able to move up 90 feet. They've been able to, at times tonight, be able to produce runs left and right, and really been able to get that offense going here. Roberts from the right side, pretty even in the box and set. As he gets ready to go, breaking ball, that one just misses off the plate and evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sorry, makes the count 2 balls and no strikes, as both pitches have been off the plate. Bollinger set, working here from the stretch, kicks and delivers home. That one stays high for a ball, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. So patience sometimes as a hitter pays off. It's not always one of those things where it adds up in the stats when you see in a game when you find a way to get on via the walk, but you are getting on base. And the pitch is in there at the knees. It snowballs and a strike. And one of the big stats there you're starting to see a lot more of in baseball is the on-base percentage, which is able to factor in not just your hits, but the times you get on base. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. The kick and the delivery on its way home. Misses low, gets to the backstop, so going down to take third. Harrison's going to take the turn, but he'll hold. And going down to second and sliding in head first, there's Nick Roberts. So Lundbergen behind home plate just kind of taking his merry time. I don't think he really realized that Roberts could make the turn and go off for second. So I'm not sure if they score that a walk and a stolen base. I'm assuming that's how they would rule that. That's how I'm going to put it in the scorebook, but that's completely unofficial. And that one swung on and hit to center field by Devin Argyle. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming in to score is Harrison right behind him, and scoring is Nick Roberts. And getting into second, diving head first, is Devin Argyle. So it's 11-4 here in favor of Spanish Fork for Ryan Golish coming to the plate. So Argyle there didn't exactly hit that one extremely hard, just got enough of it there to get it to fall in center field, and Ryan Golish will come to the plate. One away, the kick and the delivery comes, and Golish takes a called strike, 0-1. Spanish Fork with 3 runs here in the second. Nick Roberts, Taylor Harrison, Tanner Argyle all coming around to score. And that one's going to be swung on and tapped right back to the pitcher, right out in front of home plate. Going to be a tough play. Lundbergen's throw goes up the line and gets past the first baseman. So coming in to score is Devin Argyle. Golish will go and stop at second base. And it's now 12-4 Spanish Fork here in the bottom of the third inning. Golish not the fastest as he was going down that line. The throw there just pulls the first baseman up the line, and the ball just happened to get down the right field line. And now pitcher Matt Creer will come to the plate for the Dons.
Now batting for the Dons, the pitcher number 21, Matt Creer.
9-4 Spanish Fork here. Matt Creer set from the right side. Bollinger kicks and delivers home, and that one misses with the fastball. No balls and a strike. A 10-run rule in high school baseball comes into effect at the end of the bottom of the 5th inning if we should get there. The pitch is away for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes here to Creer. On deck is McKennon Jarvis, number 7. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Checking the runner at second. The kick and the delivery home from Bollinger is low and in there for a called strike at the knees. A pitch, it looked like maybe it was a little low, but it did hit the strike zone when it came over the plate, and so it is a called strike, 2 balls and a strike. Bollinger checks the runner, kicks and delivers home the 2-1, and that one's foul back to the screen. Even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Bollinger here looking to try. He got the first out after giving up the double to Harrison and the double to Argyle. Got Walker Jones to go down swinging. Looking for that second out, and that one stays high, ball 3, and now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count here to Matt Creer. The kick and the delivery home, 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and that one's foul down the line as that one was just kind of pulled and just out, a little out ahead of that one there, and then just kind of fouled it away. Timing can be everything as a hitter, and when you're seeing that fastball to breaking ball, it's harder to pick up on, and it varies as the higher level of baseball you get, the harder it is to pick up on that breaking ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Checking the runner's Bollinger. Runner goes. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and popped up. Having to turn now and head back to second base is Golish, as that one is going to be caught for the second out of the inning, as Anders goes out there and makes a turnaround kind of over-the-shoulder basket catch, and there's 2 outs here for McKennon Jarvis. So that's the danger there that we saw in that last play with the base runner. When you do send him 3-2, with a lot of times you'll see that with 2 outs because it's either a strikeout inning over or a walk, and you get to take that base. But there, you pop that one up as high as that one was popped up, and that one stays high for a ball with the fastball 1-0. You pop it up like that, and the base runner, all the way to third base there was Ryan Golish. He had to immediately turn around and sprint back to second base. So that is the dangers. 1-0 pitch comes in, and that one sits at the knees. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jarvis singled back in the second. It was an RBI single. Bollinger kicks and delivers home, and that one's going to be swung on, hit pretty well out to left center field. That's going to roll out into the left center field gap. Coming around third and going to score. Here comes Golish. Going to second is Jarvis. He's going to try for third, and he's going to get there standing up. The throw came in, and Anders tried to cut it off at short and just kind of bobbled the exchange between his glove and hand. And now that's the 5th run here in the inning by Spanish Fork. We're going to have a visit out to the mound. I think A.J. Bollinger day could be coming to an end. Credit Jarvis with a triple. And Jason Money will be the 9th man to come to the plate here. We'll keep it here until we know exactly what's going on in case this is just a visit to the mound. But Jarvis able to put that one out there deep into the hole. Pinch runner coming in for Spanish Fork. It looks like it's number 11, Nicholas Harrison. He's going to come in and run here for McKenna Jarvis. As Jason Money is going to come to the plate. Timpview going to stick with Bollinger here in the 4th. Timpview not a team that has a ton of depth. And with a 13-4 lead, the runner on at third base opens up the 10-run lead for the Dons as Jason Money comes to the plate. Money flew out to end the 2nd inning. The 9th man to come to the plate here for Spanish Fork. Bollinger working from the stretch, kicks and delivers home. That one swung on by Money and hit out to left. It's going to be lined and caught out there by the left fielder, Dane, to end the 3rd. But once again, damage is done. The Dons had 5 at the end of 3 from Spanish Fork. It's Spanish Fork 13, Timpview 4. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Top of the 4th inning here in Spanish Fork, as right now the Timpview Thunderbirds have some work to do, trailing here by 9. Timpview trying to make this one respectable here on the road. I'm sure we'll talk about it, not just in the Spanish Fork Timpview games, but the Maple Mountain Timpview games as well. The Timpview are trying to build the program and trying to get baseball to be a priority and trying to make sure that they're able to kind of get everything going and get baseball in the right direction. As the first pitch misses low, the second one on its way, a fastball in there, a called strike. And you see it a lot of times in high school sports with schools that are really, I want to say dominant in one sport or the other. The 1-1 pitch misses away off the plate, and it's 1 ball, no strikes here. But you see that a lot in sports where, one is, really dominant than the other. It's hard sometimes to get that whole kind of athletic program and get those sports going. And I think that's one thing that Timpview is kind of finding right now. Their football and basketball program's doing really well, but just trying to get that excitement for baseball. A 3-1 pitch swung on by Anderson and tapped foul. Anderson, Dane, and Brigham Chamberlain coming up here for Timpview. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The kick and the delivery home from Matt Career, and that one misses low ball 4. So Colin Anderson finds his way on here to start the 4th inning, and now it's going to bring up Jake Dane to the plate. So on a quick visit here out to the mound, Matt Career, and I think we're going to have a pitching change for Spanish Fork. So Matt Career looks like his day has come to an end here. As right now, Spanish Fork here in the 4th leads this one 13-4. We'll introduce you to the new Dons pitcher after the break. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. High school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. We'd like to thank our sponsors, MVP Sports, for sponsoring the MVP of the game that will be named at the conclusion of this broadcast, along with the Car Guys for sponsoring our Car Guys Instant Replay. We thank them for their support in making this broadcast possible today. As Remo Rivera takes over on the mound, and his first pitch to Jake Dane is low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Rivera, a right-hander, will work from that far right side of the pitcher's mound. Delivers home the 1-0 pitch, and that's in there at the knees for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dane standing in wearing number 16, playing in left field today. The kick and the delivery on its way home. That one misses low for a ball, and it evens the count at 2 balls and a strike. Looking around defensively, it looks like Matt Creer has gone to first base now for Spanish Fork. Delivery on its way, and that's a breaking ball. It sits at the knees and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, it's Brigham Chamberlain, Bailey Johnson, hitting in that 9 spot. It helps in baseball when you bring 9 guys to the plate in your starting lineup, and that one goes to ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then it will be the top of the lineup and Brigham Chamberlain. So 8, 9, and 1 here, due up to face Remo Rivera first. Rivera set from the mound, kicks and delivers home, and that one bounces in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 3, and the count runs full 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Carrera got Spanish Fork through 3 innings, allowed 4 runs, but other than that, pitched pretty well today. Got some good run support, and that makes it easier. There's a called strike 3, as Jake Dane is caught looking there for the first strikeout for Rivera, and the first strikeout here in the 4th, and now that's going to bring up Bailey Johnson.
Now batting for Timpview, right fielder number 27, Bailey Johnson.
Johnson with a little bit of an open stance, stands in from the right side. Rivera's first pitch on its way, misses away with the fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the situation where you really would like that ground ball double play right here. Ground ball could get you out of the inning if you're Rivera. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The kick and the delivery on its way, and that one misses, that one gets the just about belt high with the fastball and evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 away. The kick and the delivery on its way. Swung on, and that one's going to be fouled away, it looks like here. Johnson was heading down to first. I'm not sure if he says it hit him or what happened. I think that's kind of what he's saying, but it looks like he fouled it away here as he got halfway down to first and realized nobody was moving anywhere and turned around and headed back into the batter's box. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Rivera set on the mound, comes set now, kicks and delivers home. And that one misses again, a little low and away, evens the count at 2-2. Region 8 play this year for both of these teams, for both Spanish Fork and Timpview, including Salem Hills, Maple Mountain, Springville, and Provo. That one's going to chop foul over towards the Spanish Fork dugout. Top 4 have an opportunity to make the state playoffs, and the goal is to end up playing at Utah Valley University come in May in the 4A state tournament. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Rivera takes a quick look over to Colin Anderson at first base for Timpview. They kick in the delivery on its way. Swung on, and that one's going to be fouled away by Johnson there. It looks like Bailey Johnson just throwing the bat head out there at that pitch. Maybe he didn't expect to see the breaking ball, and there he just put the bat head out in front of it and just made enough contact to foul it away. Don't have to make a ton of contact to foul it off, just enough to where you can hear the ball hit the bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The kick and the delivery on its way. That one swung on, popped up in the infield, back there to make the play, and there's 2 outs in the inning. For Spanish Fork there was the shortstop, which was, I believe that was Tanner Argyle, and it was. Tanner Argyle making the play. So 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and back to the top of the lineup in Brigham Chamberlain. So at 2 outs, Brigham Chamberlain stands in. Looking to keep this inning going for Timpview, and that one misses just off the plate for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Timpview had the bats going in the first couple of innings to put 2 runs on the board in each of those innings. But Matt Carrera kept the door shut in the 3rd, and that one's going to be fouled away, and we'll do the 1-1. If you haven't been to a game here at Spanish Fork, there's the main baseball field here. Then it looks like there's either Little League fields or softball fields kind of all the way around here. So there's 4 fields here at Spanish Fork kind of all set up. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The delivery misses low and away with the fastball. It's in a kind of like a clover leaf sort of thing, something you'd kind of see similar to like a spring training facility down in Arizona, where you would see, you know, you have the big main field, and then you have all the other fields kind of connected behind it. Runner goes, the snap throw down to second base. Behind the runner, good job there by the second baseman for Spanish Fork, number 9, Jones there. He had to kind of try to turn back as the throw came behind him, but just couldn't get the tag down, and so getting to second base, there's Colin Anderson on the stolen base. And so right there, Timpview with a runner in scoring position with 2 away. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball count coming here to Brigham Chamberlain, and it is a fastball, and that one misses low ball 4. So Timpview is starting to get something going here with a couple of men on, and that's going to bring up Isaac Chamberlain. Here looking to try to see here something maybe in the gap or just a base hit to keep this inning alive to get it to A.J. Bollinger on deck.
Number 23, Isaac Chamberlain.
Chamberlain back in the second inning, grounded out to Tanner Argyle at short. Rivera kicks and delivers home, and that one gets the knees at a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Brigham Chamberlain not being held on at first by Matt Career. Checking the runner. Kicks and delivers home, and that one hits right on the outside corner with the fastball, 0-2. So his pitches on the corner as a hitter, that's the hardest because you have to make the decision, well, are we going to let it go or am I going to swing? And it's one of those positions where you go to swing, you can just get it off the edge of the bat and hit a very slow ground ball. 3-2, the 0-2 pitch, swung on, missed, strike 3. And so Rivera closes the door on any sort of rally that Timpview had. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Spanish Fork. It's the Dons on top, 13-4 here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Bottom of the 4th inning here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Thank you for tuning in today as the Spanish Fork Dons are at home for their Region 8 opener against the visiting Timpview Thunderbirds. And right now, the Dons have looked really good, looking to try to win a Region 8 championship, leading this one 13-4 over the visiting Timpview Thunderbirds. New pitcher for Timpview is going to be number 4, Kobe McKee. Takes over for A.J. Bollinger, who Bollinger will now move, it looks like, over to first base. And now it looks like we're going to have number 6, Taylor Harrison, coming to the plate. So it's going to be Harrison, Tanner Argyle, Walker Jones. It looks like we had a visit over here to the first base umpire made by our home plate umpire. Just trying to, a visit from our home plate umpire over to the first base dugout. I think probably just to clarify something here. And the first pitch is swung on by Harrison and hit out to left. Coming in to make the play, now having to charge it very quickly and getting there is Dane to make the play, and there's one away. So 1 pitch, 1 out for McKee. And now that's going to bring up number 23, Tanner Argyle. Argyle doubled back in the 3rd and came around to score.
Now batting for the Dons, shortstop, number 23, Tanner Argyle.
Argyle with a little bit of that front foot kind of up a little bit here, and he gets a first pitch that's up and out of the strike zone, 1 ball and no strikes. McKee, the right-hander, working from the windup, kicks and delivers the 1-0 pitch. He kind of, I want to say, I'm going to describe it kind of like he kind of slingshots the ball home. He kind of brings that arm way back here and then just kind of comes over the top on the delivery, which is fine. It's just kind of interesting. There, you can tell he pulls it back because there he's able to pull back a fastball for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Tanner Argyle. The 2-1 pitch on its way home, and that one's over for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Bollinger, 4 innings, 13 runs given up today. The 2-2 pitch, that one gets away from Lundrigan behind home plate to the backstop. Makes the count go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Argyle. The kick and the delivery on its way home. That one's going to be swung on and hit right up the middle into center field for a base hit. Argyle got the bat out there and just kind of found the one spot in the middle of that infield where nobody was. And so a 1-out single here for Argyle brings Walker Jones to the plate. Jones went down swinging in his last at-bat in the 3rd.
Second baseman, number 9, Walker Jones.
So Walker Jones will stand in. Argyle gets his lead over at first. A pretty big lead. Won't surprise me if he's going here, and he's not, as the pitch comes and misses away for a ball, 1-0. On deck, Nick Roberts, and back to the top of the Spanish Fork lineup. McKee sets, checks the runner, kicks and delivers home, and that one swung on and hit out to right. Coming in and making the play is Johnson, and there's 2 away. So McKee's come in and done a nice job keeping Spanish Fork off balance here. And for the first time today, really has done a good job of getting the first 2 outs pretty quickly. And now Nick Roberts will stand in. Roberts reached on a walk, and then the ball actually got to the backstop, so Nick Roberts took a turn around second and went to third. Argyle going here. The throwdown is not going to be in time, as sliding in, the ball hit Argyle, so a stolen base for Tanner Argyle and a runner in scoring position for the Dons with 2 outs. And Nick Roberts now with an 0-1 count as he stands in to get pitch number 2 from Kobe McKee. McKee takes a long look into Lundrigan behind home plate, kicks and delivers home. And that one looks like missed, maybe a little inside, evens the count at 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count, the delivery on its way. Roberts knew he popped that one up, tosses the bat, and coming in to make the play is Chamberlain in center. And so a pretty quick inning. The Dons do get the 1 hit. We've played 4 complete here in Spanish Fork. And right now, Spanish Fork 13, Timpview 4. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Top of the 5th inning here in Spanish Fork. Right now, it's the Spanish Fork Dons 13 and the Timpview Thunderbirds 4. We do want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of our Car Guys instant replays tonight. We thank them for their support of high school sports here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. As the first pitch from Rivera is a breaking ball that gets back over the inside corner for a called strike to A.J. Ballinger. The Ballinger, Copeland Nelson, and Jeremy Whitfeld coming up here. There's a breaking ball that misses inside for a ball, and it evens the count at 2-2. Sorry, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Set, ready to go on the mound. Rivera checks in, gets the sign, and delivers home the 1-1. That one swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Action going in the Spanish Fork bullpen. It looks to be number 19. I believe that's Colton Career. Getting loose down for the Dons. The 1-2 pitch on its way home, and that one misses off the plate. Evens the count at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Ballinger started on the mound, moved to first base, and that one swung on and lined foul down the third baseline, and will get set for another 2-2 pitch. Warm day out here today in Spanish Fork. I've been told 61 degrees, and that one low ball 3, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Feels a little more warmer than 61 out, but not a bad early spring day at the ballpark. The 3-2 pitch on its way, and that one swung on and grounded to third. Takes a bad hop, but Golish plays it perfectly and throws over for the first out of the inning. When I mean that took a bad hop, it didn't. It just took a last-second hop right up into the glove there of Golish at third base. He just kind of had to throw up his glove, and right there he's able to just kind of throw it up and backhand it and made a nice play. And so now with 1 out, that's going to bring up Copeland Nelson, who takes a first pitch called strike. Nelson went down in his last at-bat, and the third went down on strikes. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Nelson. Rivera gets a new baseball from our home plate umpire. Now set on the rubber, kicks and sends home the 0-1 pitch, and that one swung on and missed. It's 0-2. I don't know if Nelson really wanted to swing at that, because the swing was pretty just kind of reserved, just kind of like he was throwing the bat head out there. The 0-2 pitch comes home. That one's going to be swung on and hit to short, fielded backhanded by Argyle. His throw crossed in time. There's 2 away. So Rivera's done a good job coming in here and just kind of finding ways to get outs. It's not always when you're a pitcher about strikeouts. You have 8 guys behind you for a reason, and they make some plays. And that one's there, a called strike there to Whitfield. I say 8 because I threw the catcher in there as well. And that one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2, as it really would only be 7. But I'm going to throw the catcher in there for 8 because the catcher makes sure the balls don't get to the backstop and things like that for the pitcher. 0-2 pitch coming here to Jerry Whitfeld, number 12. The kick and the delivery on its way. That one's going to be swung on and popped up. Right there's Nick Roberts, and he'll put it away. So we've played 5.5 here at Spanish Fork, and the Dons on top 13-4 here in high school baseball on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Spanish Fork and Timpview, live from Spanish Fork. Bottom half of the 5th inning here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, as it's the Spanish Fork Dons in action today, taking on the Timpview Thunderbirds. Thank you for joining us as we approach the 5 o'clock hour. We do want to thank MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast. And so here comes Spanish Fork, needing 1 run to add to their 10-run limit. Now, I believe if they do get that 1 run, the ball game will come to an end. And the first pitch to Rivera swung on, popped up down the line. And a diving attempt over at first by Bollinger, but it looks like the ball goes foul. So it's no balls and a strike. Be Rivera, Golish, and Creer coming up. 2, 3, and 4. Rivera now hitting in Devin Argyle's spot. That one bounced over to third, fielded cleanly. Good throw across the diamond by Nelson. And there's 1 out here in the 5th. So a hard hit ball that was just hit right at someone, and making the nice play over there is Copeland Nelson, as Nelson was playing maybe a step or 2 in from where he normally would be. And they called third base the hot corner for a reason, and that ball was hit hard as Ryan Golish stands in, and that one bounces in for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Lundgren behind home plate tried to block that one, and when it did, it just kind of came up all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. The kick and the delivery. That one misses away, and it makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. Golish reached on an error back in his last at-bat. He just hit one just softly right out in front of home plate, and the throw from Lundgren came up the baseline, and Golish got down to second base on the air, and that one popped in and out of the glove but was outside anyway, and it's ball 3, 3 balls and no strikes. Golish stands back in, even stance in the box. Where's number 22? The 3-0 pitch comes inside, and that's taken for ball 4. And so Ryan Golish finds his way on here in the 5th, and that brings up Matt Creer. Creer started the day on the mound, went the first 3 innings for Spanish Fork, and they took him out of the ballgame and put Rivera. And now that's going to bring up Matt Creer. Creer wears number 21. The pitch comes home, and there's a ball 1 ball and no strikes. McKinnon Jarvis on deck. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Pickoff move, and Golish dives back safely under the tag. We haven't seen Timpview throw over very much today, and we've seen Spanish Fork steal a lot of bases. So a lot of times when you throw over to first, you keep the runner close. Golish is going here. There's a called strike. The throwdown's going to be in on a hop, but not in time. So Spanish Fork just showing their speeds a little bit quicker than the arm of Lundgren behind home plate, as the ball just couldn't quite get there. And now the 1-1 count, the 10th run sitting on at second base. 1 ball and 1 strike. Golish gets his lead here. Breaking ball, that one stays high for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Creer. Creer's popped out to third, singled, stole a base himself in today's ball game, and then came around to score. 2 balls and a strike. The kick and the delivery comes home, and that one's going to be grounded to third, fielded by Nelson. His throw across the diamond is in time to get Creer. The throw back over to third, and sliding back in underneath the tag, there's Ryan Golish. So Golish had to wait there until the throw from Nelson got over to Bollinger. By the time that Golish started to head to third, Bollinger had fired the ball across the diamond, and Golish just gets in under the tag. So with 2 outs, it brings up McKinnon Jarvis. Jarvis has a couple of RBIs, including a single and then a triple on a ball that was hit out into the gap in his last AB, and there's a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Jason Money in the on-deck circle for Spanish Fork. No balls and a strike. The kick and the delivery comes home. That one gets to the backstop, coming in and scoring from third is Golish. And that makes it 14-4. The umpire throws his hands up in the air, and that will be the way the ball game ends for Spanish Fork and Timpview. So a pass ball that scores Ryan Golish gives the 10-run rule and the victory to the Spanish Fork Dons on a game where offense was at a premium for Spanish Fork. They score something like 38 runs in the last couple of games here against Timpview. The final time this regular season that these two teams will meet before next season, and Timpview heading off into a new region next year. So possibly the final time that these two teams will meet as Region 8 members, and the victory goes to Spanish Fork. We're going to take a quick break here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, and we'll come back. We'll wrap this up, including giving the MVP Sports MVP of the game. Once again here from Spanish Fork, the Dons win it 14-4 over the visiting Timpview Thunderbirds here on Spanish Fork Community Network. Right now, Spanish Fork, the Dons are huddling just on the barely in right field here as they talk about their win that they've just had over the Timpview Thunderbirds 14-4. The Dons move to 2-0 in Region 8, pick up their third win of the season. And it's just kind of one of those things. Spanish Fork played some tough competition to open up the first part. They played a couple of 5A teams, including Bingham, a team that's supposed to compete in that tough region they're in, including in there with Jordan and a couple of the other teams that competed well at the 5A state tournament. So don't let those 3 wins be deceiving. This is a very good Spanish Fork baseball team, and I'm sure Region 8 is going to see that throughout the season, and Timpview definitely saw that these first couple of games of the series. Today was just one of those days where the scoring started early in those 2 big innings, including a 6-run second and a 5-run third for Spanish Fork, sent 9 men to the plate both innings, and the Dons cashed in to really open this one up. As really, you think of it, after that 3rd inning, Spanish Fork, didn't score in the 4th, only scored 1 in the 5th, but Timpview had that early momentum, had a 2-0 lead heading to the bottom of the 1st inning, and then the Dons just kind of got those bats going, and their pitchers, between Rivera and the starter Matt Creer, they just kind of kept everything in check today for Spanish Fork. The Dons pick up a big victory. They're next in action back here at home on Tuesday, where they'll get the Wasatch Wasps before heading up to Heber to take on Wasatch on Thursday, the 2nd week of Region 8 play. So the MVP Sports MVP of the game, when you take a look at this one, a lot of different people you can go with, but I'm going to go today with McKinnon Jarvis for his 3 RBI performance. Believe it or not, he gets an RBI on that pass ball that the runner scores on. 3 RBIs, had a nice RBI single, including that triple he had in the 3rd inning. I mean, a number of different Dons you could go with today, but today it's going to be McKinnon Jarvis as Spanish Fork is on top today. 14-4 win over Timpview here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. You can catch replays of this game and our many other broadcasts here on the Spanish Fork Community Network on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Once again, that's youtube.com/SpanishFork17 for replays of this game and including our many other broadcasts throughout the season and many of our other events here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Today, we'd like to thank our sponsors one last time, MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP of the game, and today that went to McKinnon Jarvis. We'd also like to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of our Car Guys instant replays throughout this telecast and throughout our high school sports season, as they are a crucial part of this broadcast and making this broadcast possible here from Spanish Fork. Once again here from Spanish Fork, our final score, the Dons win it 14-4 over the visiting Timpview Thunderbirds. I'm Ryan Pickens for our entire crew here in Spanish Fork, saying so long until next time here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.